watching, it's kind of hard. Different plays mentally, just a lot going on. Trying to work to be back. I say it's a good feeling to be back. To go out every day, practice with an attitude, aggressive, just excited.
In the spring, Coach Kelly had that comment about knowing your name. And there's obviously a relationship that had to build. How did you guys go about doing that? Where is it at right now?
I say you kind of came in, we kind of exchanged a few words, talked, kind of got to know each other. And I say throughout the spring, we kind of talked daily, trying to build that bond. Different head coach, you got to get comfortable with the program and the coaches in order to be comfortable in this system.
Everybody wants to know probably the percentage on where you're at. I guess just kind of take us from where you're at, where you want to be. What do you want this fall to be for you?
I'll say we're 100%. We full go, but there's always work to be done.
You personally, you feel 100%?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about your teammates, your room there. Really a lot of top-end talent, I think. You've got a lot of different guys that do different things.
I'll say it's a lot of talent in the receiver room. I kind of feel like things I do on the field could be done everywhere around. Like, I feel like people on the other side can hold their standard, their part, and I trust them on their side to do what needs to be done.
Kayshon, how do you kind of keep everything in-house when there's kind of possibly going the first round of the draft, you possibly have to blend a couple more. How do you kind of compartmentalize that stuff and just kind of focus on being great on the field?
I'll say I kind of look at different things. Like, I see things people post, tag me in, but I just kind of block out the noise and just worry about what I can do to get done.
And it's just getting better, proving people, you had an injury last year. How excited are you to suit up to play the Florida State in the opener there, getting over that injury and kind of getting that hit again there? How good is that going to feel?
It's going to be a good feeling, kind of picking up where I left off and just be better this time.
How do you get back? What do you feel like? Right, it's my last shot. What do I need to do?
I say I kind of shout out Coach Hank, individual stuff. We work our craft, perfect that, and I feel like off the field stuff got a lot to do with the sleep, training room. Really got to take care of your body in order to be on that level.
Yeah, so I want to talk about the commitment that you made, or are making, I guess. Just the big picture of that for us, buying in, doing everything that you need to kind of represent that 7, what it means to the rest of your teammates in the state.
I said they came in and kind of talked about health and stuff like that, so just listening to them and kind of going along, trusting them is part of the process.
Since Coach Kelly took over in December, how would you describe what has transpired here? How has he transformed the roster, the attitude, everything with this team going into the season?
I feel like since he got here, things have been great. It kind of progressed throughout time, and I feel like we're in a good environment under a great head coach.
When you were in the spring, was it frustrating and a little more difficult to stay as engaged as you wanted to because you were dealing with injuries and couldn't do the things you wanted to do?
I'll say I was engaged fully because knowing that my teammates need me, the leadership kind of off the field, even though I'm not doing what they're doing, I kind of try the best to stay focused and engaged.
Kayshon, of the 4 quarterbacks, which one has the ball that's the easiest to receive, and which one might have the ball that's going to make your hands sting a little bit?
All of them look great. That's all I got to see.
A better answer.
Yeah.
Tell us about Cortez. What is he getting out of you? What do you like about the way he coaches you? Obviously, it's been
I say Coach Hank, great coach, coming every day with an attitude, ready to work, and just listen to the stuff he say, go out there, execute the same stuff every day.
Is it mentality then?
I just say he got a mentality. I feel like we all do. We just gotta just go out, have a dog mentality, just every day, another day, just blessed.
Kayshon, as a former number 7 for LSU, reached out and congratulated you and gave you advice on next year.
I kind of talked with Tyron Matthew a little bit. I say that's one that kind of did reach out to me. We talked a little bit. We had visited, I say a month or 2 ago, kind of talked to the whole team. Kind of just walked around indoor, talking a little bit about everything that's going on.
What did it mean to you to get selected as one of?
It feels great, not too many people get to wear it, so knowing that I'm one of those people that had the honor of wearing it is just a blessing.
You can see it, Jaquelin? Kyron, excuse me, Kyron.
Yeah, Kyron, great receiver. I feel like he's coming in. I feel like he's going to help us a lot, really.
You've been one of the biggest faces in the NIL movement. Have you been able? How has it changed your life at all? Or your focus on football has been the same? Or how would you describe it?
I say my focus on football really been the same. Kind of NIL is just off the field stuff, but even though you're doing what you're doing, football is number 1.
You had said, I think, in interviews to talk about you possibly leaving, that was not true, overblown, whatever.
I'll say, I thought about it. I really did. There's just a lot going on, but I felt like, as a player, I felt like it was just better for me to stay and overcome this process.
You feel the stability of the program is the big reason why you stuck around like that?
Yeah, I feel like I felt comfortable with what they was coming in, telling us, and I trusted that they would hold themselves there.
Well, Mike Nimrock, you talk to him at all
I
about?
don't really talk to them.
Couple, any more questions?
You talking about Dave Flint,
Yeah, same.
the off-season conditioning program, what does he meant to you?
I mean, he meant a lot. Like I said, he came in with a great plan. We kind of talk every now and then, talk a lot more, tell me to take care of my body. We talk every day now. It's something that I feel like we need to do.
Jamar Chase won the Biletnikoff. Is that something on your radar? Something you think about, a goal?
I mean, I feel like the Blitnikoff is one of my goals, but I feel like if I didn't have my injury last season, I was on pace to win.
The room itself, you know, kind of who they put into the league. Obviously, there's OBJ and Regardless kind of before, and now Justin and Jamar. Just you feel like things are different now about the wide receiver room in LSU?
I mean, I feel like the guys that they did put in the league, that's kind of, they put LSU on the map, is what I'm saying. So I feel like knowing that everybody is watching our group specifically, we just got to execute.
Describe your relationship with Cain. He's off the field, y'all look close. I see y'all on social media together and whatnot.
I mean, when he first got there, I said my biggest thing was kind of getting to know him. I felt like that he would have brought a big free throw girl, so I kind of invited him to lunch, kind of took him there, bought food, just talked, stuff like that, got to know him, where he's from, stuff like that, and I felt like, nah, I'm kind of paid off. Like, I feel like I've been on
You see
Last one.
Yeah, I feel like it's good.
Thanks. Kayshon.
Thank you, sir.
Congrats.
It made sense.
Man.
You know, Coach Kelly's track record, Coach Denbaugh's track record, and you know, Coach Frank, the guys that he's coaching, putting in. I just want to be coached by one of the best coaches in the country, and I know he can help me get my game to the next level. You know, the journey I've had, you know, having success early, having injuries, and I'm back to being at LSU. It's just been great being back home. You know, it's been a privilege to be at LSU, so I've just been happy to be here, being coached by Coach Frank all summer. You know, I became a better player, and I noticed the improvements in my game, you know, just from the first day I got here in May to now, so this has been a great transition so far.
What is it about Frank, like, what does he get out of you, I guess? That, you know, where do you feel like he's improved, you've already improved, and how did he go about getting it out of you?
And I became more explosive. You know, that was one of the biggest things that Coach Frank and I had talked about when I came on my official visit in January. Just my explosiveness, just becoming a more all-around back. And, you know, a lot of the things that Coach Frank wanted me to work on was just my IQ in the game, you know, letting the game slow down for me. You know, he showed me some tape, you know, guys like Leonard and guys, just showing how they, you know, do different pre-snap reads and showing me, you know, the type of things that helped them, you know, be the players they were. And, you know, Coach Frank just helped my game so much this summer, man. Coach Miles as well, the assistant running back coach, and the rest of the guys in the group have just helped me become a better player overall.
That was one of the shows that killed it. And you're talking about you. I don't watch Penn State football, right? So tell me about your game, I guess. You said you were pretty much power back if you really moved the ball. How do you see it?
I wouldn't say that. I felt like that label was kind of put on me, kind of from the way I was developed up there. There's no shade towards Penn State, but I'm an all-around. I can do everything. You know, that's why this season I'm just so anxious to prove myself and do the things that I know I'm capable of. Like I said, you know, I've been, you know, working hard all summer, you know, to get my body in the best position as possible. You know, to be able to play all season because it's SEC is the toughest conference. And, you know, just to, you know, be able to, you know, put on every game and, you know, be the best version of myself every day. And so, you know, I feel like I can do everything, and I feel like, you know, you guys will be able to see, you know, the improvements I made or something.
Is that you in part of the passing game? Is that something else?
Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir. You know, that's one thing, you know, I did develop at Penn State, becoming a better pass catch out the backfield, you know, just being more comfortable in the passing game, running more routes. That's one thing I would say I developed over time at Penn State was, you know, becoming a better pass catcher.
The injury was in 2020.
Yes, sir.
So last year you were kind of working your way back.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
And so this year, do you feel like more confident, more healthy now that you got a year between that, or how
Yes,
do you
sir.
describe it?
Nah, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling 120%. You know, last year, you know, there's this Liz Frank injury. You know, it's kind of uncomfortable. You know, trying to play through. It didn't heal as fast as I would have liked to. You know, just trying to the way I run the ball, it was just kind of uncomfortable. Running, you know, with that type of injury. As time the season went on, I became more and more comfortable. You know, but this off season, you know, it's been a great off season. Just getting back to myself mentally and physically. You know, now being back at LSU, you know, it's just been straight work every day and just, you know, working on improving.
Your senior year in recruiting, it was the whole deal about LSU take 3 running backs in that class. Tyrion, Emery, and you, and then LSU was recruiting all 3 of y'all. And then you ended up where you ended up. You get philosophical about how you made your way here and how it all worked out for you in the end.
Yes, sir. And I'm just thankful to be here. You know, everything happens for a reason. You know, when John and Ty had committed in 2019, you know, this is the place for them at that time. Penn State was the place for me. You know, so like I was telling Coach Frank, it's funny how God brings things in full circle. Being back here, you know, when I had the opportunity to come to LSU, I didn't hesitate. I was like, I'm in. I was blessed with opportunities to go other places, but I didn't really want to entertain that because, you know, this is home. It's my dream school, and it just made sense. System-wise, you know, to come back home.
Well, you're kind of like a proof or a test case or an example of for recruiters to keep recruiting and establish relationships because you never know in the portal a couple of years down the road, you know, how it's going to work.
You never know because I was at LSU camp every summer. You know, growing up, Coach Frank, I was 6th, 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade, competing every summer, just trying to get better, trying to earn that offer. You know, that's every Louisiana kid's dream to get an offer from LSU. So every summer, just trying to work and get better. And I was so familiar with LSU, so. Like I said, when the opportunity presented itself, it was just like I gotta hop on it immediately.
What are you sensing from John Emery in terms of kind of his last at bat, senior, had some frustration, suspended all, couldn't play last year.
Yes, sir.
What do you sense from him? You sensing he's ready for a big year?
Yes, sir. I think you know, a very big year. John and I have been competing off each other all summer, man. We, you know, get extra work in together, get jobs in together. You know, he tried to pick my brain, I pick his brain on certain things that, you know, we feel like we can get better at. You know, we work on you know, certain footwork drills, certain reaction drills together. You know, we get routes in, you know, all throughout the summer. So we just making each other better. And John and I were roommates actually at the opening in high school. So we kind of already had some history a little bit. So when I came back, it was nothing but love, man. He's embraced me, just being back in the group, just like the other guys, and we making each other better. And I feel like when it's his time to come play, man, he's gonna be ready.
Coach has been talking about this is going to be a committee. A lot of different running backs are going to play. Some guys say, hey, Coach, man, I need 15 carries to get warm. I can't get by on 5 or 6. Do you think it can work in terms of everyone knows they kind of play a role? Or?
When I was at Penn State, they had like a 4-man rotation. So I'm kind of used to just, you know, when I get in the game, make a play. You make a play, you get a chance to make another play. So I kind of look at it like that. I don't try to like hone in on how many carries I'm going to get. It's just when I get the opportunity to get in the game, whatever the coach is asking me to do, I'm trying to do it best of my ability, you know, try to make a play.
Protection, I feel like that's something that's going to be shown in the field. Picking it up is like nothing.
Yes, sir. I feel like, you know, just learning the offense all summer, man. It's been a pretty much smooth transition. You know, we've been doing 707 meets and everything. And Coach Frank tells all of us, you can't protect the quarterback, you're not gonna play. And I think this is a broad statement across the country. You know, the quarterback, you gotta have him in the game. So that's just one thing we've been focusing on all summer, man. Just making sure we understand safety rotation, linebacker rotation, D-line rotation. It all plays a factor, you know, staying in the game. And that's the one thing Coach Kelly had mentioned to me as well. You got to be able to protect the quarterback. And so that's one thing I pride myself on, just making sure the quarterback is protected.
What has impressed you about Brian Kelly, your head coach, and his vision and what he wants to do here?
This is business approach. You know, he's not big on like overthinking. He's like, man, you're here for a reason. You know, play with confidence. And you know, we had some performance training all summer. And I'm in a performance coach is just really like, you know, you came to LSU, don't play small. Like, don't overthink it. It's still football. A lot of us been doing this our whole lives. So you're here for a reason. So, you know, live up to the moment. You know, be ready when your number's called.
Too much.
All right, Mike, how's the first 2 days?
It's been great. You know, of course, I've missed being on the field with the guys in Coach House. You know, of course, being able to compete as well. But it's been great to, you know, see the progress we've made over the summer. Personally, for me, it's been great to be out on that field and, you know, feel the benefits of the work we did this summer. You know, I felt really great. You know, I felt like the conditions have been good, but also excited to continue to build, you know, towards when it's time to play.
Your position group is a question. Like, step up and through the other positions. How do you feel like your room is shaping up? The outlook for them as well?
Well, for me, there's no question. You know, I know the guys that I go to work with every day. You know, and I know the guys who are coaching us every day. You know, we got a great group. You know, we're youth. You know, we got a lot of talent. You know, but I feel like with our expectations being so high, you know, Coach House setting our expectations, you know, we're gonna get the job done regardless. So it's not really a question to me. You know, the only question is, you know, who's out there at this point. You know, who's on the field at this certain time, at this certain time. Otherwise, you know, regardless, we're gonna get the job done. We've been rotating. Everybody's been going with everybody.
Hey, Mike, I know he was only halfway through the season last year, Kayshon, this spring, but what makes him so special? I know he's got the number 7. What do you like about his game? And when you see him going against them, what do you expect out of him?
Yeah, man. Easy question would be, what don't you like about his game? You know, he's a guy that can really do everything. You know, he can slide. You know, and it's not going to safety. Put him outside. You know, and trouble for a corner. You know, he does everything great. Man. Great hand, great route runner, super fast. You know, it's not really too many things to say the guy that can do well. Yeah, you know, coming into when he came here, because I went to IMG with Noah, I thought he was going to be more of a power back. But I feel like he's really more of a power guy, man. He can move, he can run, you know, he's got some moves too, man. And so kind of like a do everything type of back, man. You know, super talented, you know, hard worker, you know, he's grinding out. I think he went like 6-7 plays straight the other day, and I was like, what? Welcome to my life, you know. Yeah, super excited for him, man.
Can you talk about Carl Perkins? What's reasonable expectations for him, and what's the learning curve? You know, what Matt House is the linebackers. Is it where position he's going to end up? How much has he got to know, and how hard is that going to be for him as a true freshman?
Yeah. When it comes to expectations, you know, I can't necessarily say, you know, it's so early. I can't say he's super talented. You know, he's hungry to learn, and he's a hard worker. You know, but on the mental side too, you know, I think about, you know, how it took time for me to pick, you know, our defense up, you know, and it took a spring, you know, and I kind of got thinking a little bit earlier. I'm on my 5th year of college, you know, coming from high school, you know, to college, you know, that's a tough change, you know, and that had me redshirt my freshman year of college, you know, and he's for sure doing a lot better than I was. But, you know, it's just something you got to work at, you know, and that goes for everybody in our group, you know, still, even myself, you know, every day, you know, there's things I'm picking up every day that I got to learn about. So he's gonna be fine. You know, he's a baller. You know, that's just who he is. You know, he's a freak athlete. You know, he's doing a good job of doing the job.
Is it harder for you guys as linebackers since the defensive coordinator is the linebackers coach?
I wouldn't necessarily say harder. Now the expectations.
But you have more duties and more cerebral, more things that you've got to know and do.
Yeah, I would say just, you know, that's the way Coach House runs the defense. You know, it's a really communication-based defense, you know, and I know, like, especially coming from high school, I know you don't do nothing like that. Even a lot of my defenses throughout college, you know, you haven't had to talk as much as you have to talk now. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a different game. It's a whole nother level of, you know, knowledge that's required to, you know, play at a high level.
Is there anything that y'all are doing, like, if he says, how much are y'all away from what he was doing in Kansas City? Like, is there, like, are y'all at 25% of what they were doing, or?
I'm not sure what all they do, but I know when we were installing things, you know, I did see a lot of Kansas City, you know, with our install. So, you know, all this stuff, you know, I've seen those guys run it. You know, of course, Coach House has his own African stuff too. I've seen some Kentucky film of it too. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is, you know, next level stuff. You know,
so it's not being simplified. It doesn't have to be only so much of it installed because it's college.
Like I said, I don't know how much we put in. You know, I don't think it's simplified. Okay. We got a pretty good amount of calls we can run. You know, but at the same time, you know, who knows how much they have in their playbook in Kansas City.
How much are you looking forward to having fun? I mean, you came here from Clemson, playing that LSU team, thinking, okay, that's what I'm going to do, and then last year, coaches fired and all that. I mean, how much are you looking forward to having a bounce back year and having fun?
Yeah, man. super looking forward to it. Super excited for it. You know, it's my 5th year. You know, so I've done a lot of college ball, and even last year was fun. You know, we had our ups and downs, but you know, I enjoy the game. But you know, I've had a great time. You know, I'm super close to the guys now, and I was close to the guys last year too. But I feel like I'm even more close to these guys. Like I said, some of these guys say every time they see me, you know, I'm always running my mouth. I don't shut up. You know, so I'm comfortable with them. But I'm excited to play with them. You know, we go through practice, and practice is always going to be a grind. We're always working, you know, hard the whole time. So when the games come, it'll be easier. So I'm excited to be in that environment in the game with the guys, you know, just having a good time playing some good football.
Last year was last year, but certainly the team that played against Alabama and A&M and Arkansas defensively did not look like Kentucky, UCLA. I mean, you guys played a different defense down the stretch last year. They give you some confidence going into this year, what you can do.
I mean, if you just look at the guys we have in our locker room, you know, you're going to get confident. We got plenty of talent. You know, so I've always had my confidence built up on that, you know, but one of the things that's really been building my confidence as well is just the way that we've been preparing and, you know, the way that we're going through practice. You know, like I said, man, I feel like when you expect so much, you know, on the daily, you know, that becomes your standard. You know, and our standard is you know, playing great football, you know, knocking out all the things, running to the ball, you know, creating turnovers, tackling well, all those things are our standard. And so, you know, I know those are all things, you know, I'm excited about because that's just who we are, you know, and who we're trying to develop, continue to develop and become throughout the rest of this camp.
I'm not too worried about last year, like I don't usually dog last year, but I do want to know what this year, like, what do you feel like the new regime is doing for the plays to take them to the next level?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much, you know, and it's really from which aspect you want to look at it. One thing that I really enjoy that, you know, we're doing now, from a physical, like the way your body feels aspect, after every practice, you know, guys are going to have, you know, like 10, 15 minutes of stretching, everybody's going to get in the ice tub, everybody's going to get in the ice box, you know, and that's just, you know, maybe just guys are, you know, ready to compete, you know, the next day, you know, we're not beating each other up at practice, you know, guys are healthy, you know, we got 2 really healthy days, and, you know, like I've said, like our expectations on defense, you know, they are what they are, and so, you know, while you put all those together, man, you know, I think those are all, you know, 3 things that, you know, that are really going to contribute to our success.
Is it the details thing? Like, you feel like they're kind of locked in on the details more?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say more. Everybody has to be, you know, locked to detail. You can't, you know, be a college team at all. But I would just say certain things, you know, are, you know, just locked in on certain little things are.
Jaquelin said nutrition, and I said, is it a different program, or is it like everybody's actually buying into what they're doing? So like there's even more commitment from the team, like recommitment?
Yeah, Matt Frakes, he's our nutritionist here. I've never met anybody I think who loves their job more. Every plate I get in here, he's gonna come look at it. You know, so I don't really have a choice if we bought it or not. And I'm sure it's for everybody else. He does a great job. But yeah, man, everybody is bought in, man. We've got a real hungry team, man. And I'm not just talking hungry because of nutrition, but hunger as in, you know, we want to succeed.
Yeah, like last year sucked, right? Like we don't want to do that, right?
I wouldn't say last year sucked. You know, things didn't go to, you know, some things didn't go the way we wanted. But, you know, we folks went out putting our best foot forward.
Off the field, you've now been here for over a year. Seen you out at music venues. What have you absorbed most about Louisiana that you love about your time here so far?
The food. There's the food, 100%. There's a lot of great things. But when it just comes to overall food in general, I don't know if I've ever been in a place with so many great options. No problem.
Consistency, that's what you were striving for. Can you maybe talk about that now that you head into the fall?
Oh man, it feels good, you know. Working out a lot in the summer. Fall camp's here now. You know, we're working every day, taking it day by day, you know, doing the right things and ready to see where we'll go.
You said the previous staff, they were on you every day because they saw your potential. They were harder on you than anybody maybe. How's the new staff coaching you?
Same way. Coach Hill getting on me today to finish running to the ball. 5 yards sprint out to each play. Coach Cain getting on me, working on my technique, staying low, getting off blocks and releases.
Do you feel like this is your year? I mean, like you're a dude whose name's getting mentioned a lot with maybe out production in the past, right? So like, do you feel like, yeah, this is kind of where I'm gonna make my name, I'm gonna make my mark, this is my shot?
Yes, sir, I'm just, I ain't looking into the future, just taking it day by day, like I said earlier.
Right now,
graduate in training, just be patient,
has that helped? Has him coming on board and everybody's brought with kind of stabilize things for all the players? Y'all feel like, all right, I see a path now. I see how I can kind of get to where I want to be.
Yes, sir, definitely. Jeff has been consistent, the whole team. Working on what we need to work on, fixing the small things, and just being consistent is most important.
Take me through your process. I guess, what did you work on to get to where was it physical, was it only converting,
I would say it was mostly mental. We did a lot of physical, we did a lot of mental performance training in the summertime. And just going with it with the right attitude, And also physically getting in shape, being able to dominate every rep.
The defensive front is one of the strengths of this team. It's that room that you guys are working in. It's kind of changing through the thought process of those guys. Because you all have this really high ceiling. And you see it and you challenge each other each day.
Yeah, definitely. We young right now. We got a lot of newcomers, but consistency wise, everybody just working. The starters, me and Mason working together, Ali, BJ, Tank, and Mikie window, get each other better, helping the guys.
How's Jamar?
He's real good.
Yeah, I mean, like a fresh perspective. It's kind of obviously big time program in Oklahoma, what California do, but it brings a different flavor.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he real chill with it. But he'll still get on his time.
What about the overall team? There's a lot of talk. It seems like the expectations aren't high nationally for LSU and whatnot. You hear this stuff, be motivated by it? How do you think the team's approaching?
We definitely motivated, but like I said, BK just said take it day by day and just working, not looking ahead, just getting better at the smaller things.
Well, what's your opinion of him today as opposed to like maybe in December or January when you were first getting to know him?
I had a lot of conversations with him, get to know him better. He's a real good coach, real intelligent, stay on us, just to work hard.
But like funnier and more relatable. Like he seemed like really kind of standoffish when I dealt with him in the past, right? But like now that he's here, he seems like a lot more relatable.
Yeah, definitely. He likes to do the thing on TikTok now. Let him be.
What is this thing? I'm afraid to ask.
Just making videos. Impress the recruits and things, I guess.
Him and his daughter doing all the dances.
What about the conditioning of the team? Jaquelin over the summer, what you guys did, do you feel like?
We put a lot of hard work in. Tomorrow, day 3, we'll be outside, shoulder pads, helmet. We'll be high climbing, the right turnaround, the early morning practice, so we should see.
What are you seeing out of some of these offensive linemen? Emery, Will, the freshmen?
They look real good. Everybody's been getting in rotations, working on technique and just getting better.
Yeah, that's gonna be my question. Yeah, you're getting a lot of different dudes, not the same style. Yes. I have a small friends too. Like, just the idea that, there's a lot of different guys coming at you on that offensive line. I gotta imagine it kind of helps sharpen the game.
Yeah, it does. Each player got their own thing, their own way how they attack blocks. Attack blockers. Usually I just go against CT, Charles Turner at center, because I'm playing nose this year. And 2 guards would be Tremont Short, Miles Frazier.
Well, you and Jacoby came in at the same time. I know you said this is going to be a big year for you, but what about Jacoby?
He lost 20 pounds. He looking real good. Real good.
What about him in the rotation?
He's second turn right now. Yes, sir. He getting some runs, 1, 2. It's all rotating.
Mason is good as
Sure.
What, Quincy?
Yeah,
Is he
he's
like
getting better.
baby Mason? Like, I feel like
Yes, sir. Yeah, he could be real good. Sure.
What about Savion?
Same thing. I fly out D line will be the best in the country. So.
With Quincy, it's just kind of learning how to play football, and he hasn't played that long.
Yeah, learning the technique, slowing the game down for him. Once you do that, so it's a very bright future.
Right, is it difficult out here and just like so in on the defensive line all the time? Does that take some getting used to?
No, not really, because I done had 3 different D-line coaches since I've been here. We all feel the same way. Come in and work every day.
What's the biggest difference in the strength conditioning program with Flint versus Mahtook? Like, is there something y'all are doing a lot more of, or that maybe you take some adjustment that's really benefited you? Is there something that you're really taking to?
Nutrition for me. All the workouts have been the same. Like, I love lifting. Nutrition, putting the right things in my body, being able to be hydrated for practice, that make me keep practice and go through.
You feel like that's more of just a team commitment to it, or is it, are they doing it?
Definitely a team commitment.
Good? Thanks, Trevor.
Thank you.
Get that mic on.